Next, we will be talking about dowry deaths. In India, dowry deaths have become very common. It is a very heinous crime known to the world. The greedy husbands, their parents squeeze, tease and harass their wives and their parents-in-laws for more and more dowry. If the wives fail to bring more money, husbands start ill treatment and then kill them brutally by burning them in kerosene or gas leaks, etc. This is very shameful to our society. It is punishable under sections 304 to 308 of Indian Penal Code. The next factor over here is bigamy. Marrying another spouse while being already married at the same time is called as bigamy. It is punishable under section 494 of the IPC. Generally, no woman marries another person when her husband is still alive. However, it is the ill practice of some of Indian men to have, keeps or marry second wives. They feel it as their dignity. There are acts and provisions punishing bigamy due to several reasons, namely indifference dependent on their husbands, illiteracy, having no job opportunities, having love and affection for their children, fearing about husband's arrest, losing of husband's government job, etc. Majority of Indian women do not give police complaints or do not go to courts. Next is female children killing. In India, majority of the couples like to have a son to perform Shraddha Karma, Pind Karma after their death. There is a fear in Hindus that the person who has no son goes to hell. Hence, majority of the couples like to procreate a son. For this purpose, they get a test done for the ladies at the time of pregnancy. If the test give the result that the child in fetus is female, the couple prepares to go for abortion. Though it is a crime, several abortions are being done in India. Thus, a female is killing a female intentionally. The next factor over here is inequality between sons and daughters. The parents in India show too much discrimination and inequality between sons and daughters. They incur huge expenditure for the education of their sons, but do not like to incur expenditure on their daughter. Like this, family is the first training school for good or bad manners to be taught to the children. If the foundation is not good, a small hut or a big building collapses. Similarly, if the morals are not followed by the parents, their children also walk in the same path. It takes too much time to learn good manners, but time is not required to learn bad habits. Therefore, truancy, adultery, abortion, miscarriage, prostitution, drinking, juvenile delinquency, homicides, harassment, sadistic nature, etc. are born in families. Later, they spread into the society. Now, about the remedies. The literacy should be increased to 100%. Besides general education, first the parents should be taught about good morals and habits by social reformers and religious priests. The government should enact strict acts preventing the crimes, protecting the physically weak persons, etc. They must implement the acts with dedicated mind. They must formulate multi-purpose programs, namely education, employment, recreation, etc. Next, we will be talking about the social control. Before the British rule, Indian villages were self-sufficient in all respects. They were not dependent upon the capital cities. The agriculture was the main source of income. Cottage industries were located in villages. Each village consisted from 50 to 5,000 population. There were panchayats controlling the entire people of the village. There was caste system. Leader of each caste was controlling the members of his caste community. Strict vigilance was placed on every person. There were no chances of disturbances or revolts. The small obeyed the elders. There were joint families. The Karta was the leader of the joint family. He was dictating entire family members on one line. Remaining family members used to give highest honor to him. With his fear, they were not quarreling with each other. At the same time, there was love and affection between them. British government destroyed the centuries age-old structure of our villages. Industrialization started. It brought urbanization. Both of them destroyed villages and joint family system. Social disorganization has taken place. Population was grown to lakhs in every city. Apartment system is prevailing. No one cares for the neighbor. Everyone has become busy in earning money and money. There are no cordial relations between the neighbors. In the same apartment, in one flat one dies, in another flat marriage takes place. Everybody is busy in his own life. No one likes to be under the control of any person. Everyone likes to be independent and live luxurious life. It leads to criminal behavior in society. Now we will be talking about the recreations and their adverse effects. In the olden days, the people knew only Harikatha, Burakatha, dramas, dances, music, etc. Due to the improved technology, new kinds of recreations are available to people, such as cinemas, TVs, Star TV connections, multimedia, internet, etc. Some of the producers are making horror and obscene vulgar films. The youth and children are attracted by such sexual and horror films and ear-breaking music. The music composed and the pictures screened are very worst. They degrade the feelings of patriotism. This is our pitiable position. Next are the newspapers. The objectives of the newspapers are very ambitious, zealous, enthusiastic and noble. They can serve the nation to great extent. Before independence, they also struggled for independence and suffered many troubles and harassment by the then British government. But today, majority of the newspapers, managements and correspondents has been changing their outlook from welfare to selfishness state. Some of them behave just like inhumanely. Some of them are maintaining fair journalism and they write badly against certain persons and later squeeze more money from such persons. Majority of the newspapers publish immediately a criminal incidents with the big photos of the incidents and the accused. They describe the accused and the incidents in detail. Later, they forget about him and incident. They exhibit that really that person might have committed the crime. After some time and struggle, the accused is proved as innocent and is acquitted by the court. No newspaper publishes such news. Next factor is the paparazzi. In Western countries, a new and fashionable crime came into existence just in the beginning of this decade. This fashionable crime is named as paparazzi. It is nothing but hunting the great leaders such as Diana, Charles, etc. They procure the secrets from the lives of the leaders, senior artists and publish them in their newspapers and earn good money. By the offense of paparazzi, only Diana of Britain and Dodi of France died in a car accident on 31st August 1997. The hunting act of photographers was severely criticized by entire world. Next, we will be talking about alcoholism. Alcoholism is one of the vices to the society. This habit is started with a small fashion with a small peg by the encouragement of the friends. Later, the quantity is increased by the person. Gradually, he becomes addicted to it. Alcohol first starts killing the person drinking. Then it shows its octopus bad effects. It gradually injures the health of the drunkard. The second injurious effect is on the economy of the drunkard and his family. The third injury is that the drunkard tortures his family members in drunkenness. The fourth injury is that he spoils his children. If the children are not habituated to drink due to the fear of their mother, the hateful conducts of their father hunt the psychological feelings of the children. The fifth injury is that the society socially eliminates the drunkard and his family. The sixth injury is that the employer dismisses the drunkard. The seventh injury is that for money the drunkard starts teasing, torturing his wife and children. If he could not get any money from his house, he starts illegal acts in the society. The eighth injury is that he is diseased with heavy drinking and suffers with diseases and hunger, and lastly dies elsewhere without his address. Thus, a heavy drunkard suffers himself, his wife, children, and entire society. During his lifetime, he loses all honor and respect due to heavy drinking, and even on death, he does not get sympathy. The society hates his drunkenness and criminality. Next are the narcotic drugs. Opium, morphine, heroin, hashish, cocaine, methaqualone, etc. are some of the names of narcotic drugs. These drugs are more dangerous than liquor, alcohol, brandy, toddy, etc. Once a person gets addicted to the narcotic drugs, he becomes a slave to them. To get them, he gets ready to do any act, whether legal or illegal. The mafia leaders keep some of his followers under the influence of these drugs and use them for their illegal acts. Narcotic drugs influence upon the person's brain and body. The person addicted to drugs loses all humanity. He tends to do any cruel act. The next factor is passion and crime. In certain occasions, passions lead to crime. Miss World, Miss Country, Miss Town, etc. beauty competitions have unhealthy atmosphere. They lead agitations, disturbances in the city, state, etc. Clashes occur between the supporters and opposition of such competitions. They lead to chaos. TVs, newspapers are also playing a great role in fashionable crimes. Prostitution is one of the fashionable and crazy offences. Due to this crazy prostitution, the number of AIDS patients is increasing day by day in developing countries at the rate of 4% per year. Driving the vehicle in speed is a fashion these days. This also leads to several severe accidents. The youth drive the vehicles speedily, which sometimes lead to severe motor accidents. Lotteries, gambling in casino, satta over ball games are two fashionable crimes. Next is the defective education. Our education system was founded by the Britishers in the 17th and the 18th century. The Britishers formulated Indian education policy to meet their needs in those periods. Macaulay introduced English in place of Indian languages. The same is being continued till today. Our education system is full of demerits. It is not oriented and armed to teach the children to seek their self-employment. There are about 50% illiterates. At the same time, there are several crores of unemployed youth who have registered their names for employment. Next is about the legal knowledge. The people are unaware about their legal rights, hence they are bluntly deceived. If the people are educated in their mother tongue or vernacular language in general and legal education in particular, most of the offences shall be reduced. It is the duty of the government to publish all legal books in regional languages. However, no state government has taken steps in this regard. Due to lack of legal knowledge, majority of people fear to hear the words of police station and courts. The next factor is about the religions and the casteism. In India, there are several religions. India is a secular country. It honors all religions equally. However, there are religious rights every often in entire India. Casteism is one of the old social causes causing discrimination, disparity and inequality in the society. These social negligence, discrepancies, inequality, etc. are enhancing in our country due to casteism and reservation. Both of them are spoiling and preventing the peace and prosperity of the nation. Next is about social disorganization. Several offences are occurring due to social disorganization in India. There are conflicts between Hindus and Muslims, Hindus and Sikhs, Sikhs and Muslims, upper caste people and backward class, etc. It is surprised to note that the social disorganization crept to the subsects such as conflicts between Shias and Sunnis, Madiga and Mala of scheduled caste, etc. The next factor is about the tax evasion and tax avoidance. It is the duty of every citizen to pay taxes to the government. By the taxes collected only, the government is able to provide the infrastructures, administration, law and order, defense, protection to people, etc. However, in India, the tax rates are too much high, squeezing the common man. Hence, majority of Indians are habituated to tax evasion and tax avoidance. They know their duty, but they neglect their duty. The main reasons for the tax evasion and tax avoidance are the highest rates of taxes, corruption in every government department, the oldest laws not scientifically amended from time to time suitable actual circumstances and inflation rates and cost of living standards. The framers, majority of legislatures and MPs of the laws themselves do not know the laws. Majority of people also do not know the laws, etc. The next factor is about the unemployment. Unemployment is one of the causes for crimes. Several lakhs of youth registered their names in the employment exchange, but they are not getting jobs. Our education system does not teach how to live on a profession. Due to major defects of the education system, the youth are becoming useless and they are losing several professional and technical opportunities. Due to the unemployment, some of the youth tends to commit crimes. Next is about modernization and digitalization. Modernized telecommunication services and information technology have proved a boon for criminal conspiracies. The use of computer networks to produce and distribute pornographic material has become a serious subject of attention, as these materials can be imported across national borders in the shortest possible time. Again, digital technology permits reproduction and easy dissemination of print, graphics, sound and multimedia combinations. The temptation to produce or reproduce the copyrighted material for personal use, for sale at a lower price or for free distribution has caused considerable concern to owners of copyrighted material. The widespread use of electronic communication and rise of internet to handle things such as e-trading, shopping, banking, etc. The security and reliability of these networks needs to be assured for the well-being of trade, commerce and industry. The emerging trend of cybercrimes which are committed in an organized manner necessitates adequate legal measures to be initiated to ensure that perpetrators of such crime are held accountable for their illegal activities. The legal definition of crime is that it is a behavior or an activity in violation of the legal code. Crime has also defined in social or non-legal terms. The social definition of crime is that it is a behavior or an activity that offends the social code of a particular community. There are several causes for crimes in the society. Out of them, social causes occupy the primary position. It is true that the criminal is not born, but is made up by the social and the environmental factors. There are several factors causing criminal behavior and enhancing crime rates year by year. Now, this is time for your self-study. If you want to learn more for enhancing your knowledge, you may log on to our website www.cec.nic.in for assignments, MCQs, quizzes and LORs and other materials. Till then, keep studying and goodbye.